Welcome back, everyone, to Grand Tactician, the Civil War. My apologies for the long break that I had. I had a trip to Connecticut for work, followed by a death in the family due to COVID, so I've been taking some time off for all that. But I am back and ready to get back into things, and there's been a major update to the game. Among other things, we now have the ability to manually give promotions to commanders, and so if you want them to have a higher level of command, so for example, I'm looking at Lafayette McLaws here, and historically Confederate divisions were commanded by major generals, and so we can promote him from brigadier general to major general. Now it tells you a little bit about how the promotion system works. It says he will be qualified for commanding higher hierarchy levels, but his experience will be reduced. As a professional soldier, this commander is better prepared for higher command, and he will retain more of his previous experience than a volunteer officer in a similar situation would. So you can see here, this commander does not have sufficient experience for promotion yet. If you choose to promote him anyway, he will struggle in his new appointment, resulting in slower experience gain than normally for a time. So there is a drawback to giving promotions prematurely. So, looking at the experience level and things like that, we have to take those things into consideration when considering promotion. Boy, I'm looking at this guy and thinking, why in the world do we even have him in this position? I'm going to look for somebody who's better. Benjamin McCulloch looks like he would be better for command of that army, so we're going to give him command there. So those are things to take into consideration. Let's look at one of our more experienced officers, like Thomas Jackson, for example. He's a major general in command of a corps. And this is telling us he doesn't quite have the experience yet to get that additional promotion, so we're not going to give it to him at the moment. Robert E. Lee is a lieutenant general, and same thing is being told there. So it may be that that's true for everyone right now, and we'll have to watch and see how experience unfolds as we continue on with the campaign. Okay, we have taken Washington, D.C. We had moved on Washington during the last episode, but hadn't quite taken it yet. So you can see now that the 1st Corps under Joe Johnston has taken the city. We're going to go ahead and we were in the process of moving the Army of Virginia up. I'm trying to grab these supplies here, these 2 supply depots. So we're in the process of making that happen. I'm going to move the headquarters for the Army of Northern Virginia up there. Our next move needs to be to get up here and get Winchester. Secretary Robinson impeached. The Secretary of State of Kansas was convicted in a bond scandal. So we're going to move Stonewall Jackson's 37,000 men up into Winchester. I may go ahead and make a move with the 3rd Corps under Bate toward John Wool, 78 years old. But for now, we've got the Army of Georgia with some poor morale going up against the Department of the Ohio. There's going to be a pretty even battle numbers-wise. Okay, so John C. Breckinridge's Army of Georgia, 28, almost 29,000 men strong. We've got Pelham's division here, which includes the Danish Legion, the Deseret Volunteers, Lookout Mountain Battery. We've got the New York Copperheads and the Tar Heel Legion in Benning's division, along with the Canadian Grenadiers. Magruder's division's got the Buckeye Bandits, Buckner Senior's Brigade, and Archer's Battalion. Adams' division with the Tennessee State Militia and Tennessee Militia Artillery, and the Yancey Independents. Anderson's division just has the Armagh Irish and Hampton's division artillery, and then we've got the Blitzers and Peninsula Cavalry attached. So almost all patron units in this one, which is pretty cool. We haven't seen this particular army in action very often, and it looks like we're going to be able to hold most of the territory and defend our position. We just got to figure out where it is that he's going to be coming from. Probably from the south right there. It looks like it's the only direction from which he could be coming. We've got some swamp here, so I'm thinking maybe right along here is the place to dig in. So this is new as well. They've added some tooltips that pop up. So for example, you click on a unit, it says a courier is already delivering special orders to this unit. Formation and stance orders are possible again as soon as the courier has arrived. So it was always that way, that you couldn't issue formation and stance orders while orders were pending, but now it tells you that. So it gives you a little more information to help you understand what's happening at any given moment. I'm in the process now of giving long-range fire orders to all of my units. I think I've got these guys dismounted already, yeah. We're going to dismount our other cav over on the other side here. And then we're just going to sit tight. I've got my 3-inch ordnance back here, 10-pounder Parrots back here, and then I've put my units like the 12-pounder Napoleons and the 12-pounder Howitzers right up on the line. I'm going to shift the Armagh Irish over just a hair here. And I've got a couple of brigades in reserve just in case. So I gave, this isn't something I've used very often, but it's a good opportunity to show you what it looks like. I gave Pelham's division an order in formation to refuse left flank. So what that does is the left flank brigade, in this case, which is the Deseret Volunteers, are going to line up here, but then they're going to kind of hook the left side of their line. So instead of being straight out and kind of having that flank hanging there, they bend back this way, which gives us a little better of a connection with the units on our left. No sign of the enemy so far. I would expect he's probably going to be coming right down this road. Although I guess the objectives are back here, so that's the way he's most likely going to be coming. Okay, here they come. Right down the road as expected. Good chance that the Deseret Volunteers are going to make first contact. Although our artillery's already opened up, you can see the smoke from multiple batteries of artillery that have already opened up on these guys. But I would imagine before they march in to start engaging, they're going to wait and get everybody into line before they figure out what they want to do. All right, he just moved a battery up, so we're going to have to not only give a long-range order, we've got to send out skirmishers. Try to deal with these guys. I've also given counter battery fire orders to my 14-pounder Jameses. I want to do the same for the 10-pounder Parrots. We've got to neutralize this battery as quickly as we can. Well, looks like that worked. Not entirely sure why he did that, but I'm not going to complain. So there's been a whole lot of skirmishing going on. It's him sending skirmishers out, me sending skirmishers out. A little bit of interaction here and there. Fights between our artillery, and not a lot to show for it. So after a full day of that, I've got 195 casualties. He's got about 600. So he's just kind of sitting out there. He's not really making a move. But that works to my advantage, because at some point he's going to have to make a move, or else I'm going to win the battle. Okay, it's right at the end of the day, and he's finally moved a division forward. I don't know how much action we're going to actually see at this point. I feel like the angle's changed on the camera a little bit here, too, which is interesting. So we just got to watch Nichols here, because it is kind of a weird angle at which we are engaged, but we do have the skirmishers out there too, so casualties are going to start climbing now. 337 for us, 800 for him. And there's the end of the day fighting. So kind of expected that was going to happen, that we wouldn't see much fighting. It'll be interesting to see how, if at all, he redeploys here. I'm going to sit tight. I'm pretty happy with my deployment, so we'll see. No, he's not going to redeploy at all. We're going to pick up right where we left off. Let's go ahead and bring B around. But everybody else we're going to hold right where they are. I'm going to pull French's skirmishers back in if I can. Just got to keep an eye on Nichols. Just because I'm not real crazy about the angle he's at. He's showing as fragmented. So we're going to have to probably go ahead and turn him. why the New York Copperheads aren't in behind that bank. So let's fix that. So this is cool. You can see here. Let me pause for a second and take a look at that, because I think that's new as well. Where you can see where their line of fire is. They can't fire past their own skirmisher. So right here is the only place that they can fire right now. Let's go ahead and pull their skirmishers back in so the entire brigade is able to fire. And then you'll see that arc will open up again. So these are nice little tweaks in the post-release, for one of the first post-release patches. At least the first one that I've seen. Now you can see the full arc of fire is there. So really it's just division on division right now. His full force isn't being brought to bear. That's fine with me. We'll allow that to happen because I can always bring these guys around, and I've got extra brigades over here if needed. B's only lost 13 men. Nichols has lost 260. The Deseret Volunteers, they're right at the center of the action, but they're doing all right. New York Copperheads, 174 casualties, but also doing all right. All right, we're going to break off some skirmishers here because what I want to do with them is take on the artillery right here. Oh, what's B doing? Turn around, dude. Alright, here come a couple more brigades down over here. But for the most part, he's still not engaging. I think he doesn't want to attack across this water, so he's trying to hit me in the spot that he must deem softest of my defenses. Looking good on casualties. Pull the skirmishers back. We just broke one of his brigades, Corcoran. We'll see how that affects everybody else. Pull the skirmishers in. There you go. He's shifting his whole force now. Shifting around this way. He's going to try to get around to my right, it looks like. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and take Magruder's division, which is kind of our reserve. Shift him over here. Let's pull General Pelham back so he's not on the front lines. I'm going to shift these guns over there. And I'm going to bring John Hunt Morgan with the Blitzers over here as well. And just like that, it's quiet. His two brigades have broken. We're very close to a victory. We may not even have to engage on our right flank. Okay, he's retreating from the field. So pretty minor in terms of the skirmish. Not a lot of forces engaged, but the main thing is we win another victory in Kentucky, and maybe this drives his forces out of Kentucky, and we get the state to turn like we did with Missouri. But we'll see if that's enough to get that done. We've got to take Louisville and hold it and drive all the forces from the state. Okay, just 1,000 casualties for us. We inflicted 3,400 on John Wool's Army of the Ohio. The Battle of Mumfordville, June 19th, 1862. Okay, strategic situation in Kentucky. That is the only army in Kentucky. So with that victory, hopefully we are able to clear things out. I'm going to go grab these supply depots over here with the Army of Georgia. We do have Louisville already. I had forgotten we had taken that city. So if we can drive the Department of the Ohio out of there, that'll be that. I don't have any real supply depot for the Army of Tennessee, so we've got to work on supply for them. So it looks like he's starting to build a supply depot up here, which means he's obviously not retreated all the way out of Kentucky. So we're going to need to get the Army of Georgia to grab these supplies and get their supply base up, get some food, which they now have. We got to do the same for the Army of Tennessee. Unfortunately, right now we just have the one depot. And then once the Army of Georgia is fit and ready, we'll march them up and we'll try to drive this army out of Kentucky once and for all. Alright, looks like Breckinridge is in good shape. We'll get his readiness up. Full readiness will be reached in 28 days, so we'll want to make sure that he gets up there before we try to make this final push. Man. Poor Army of Tennessee is in rough shape, 45,000 men. We can't even move them toward Louisville at the moment. Let's take a look and see what's happening elsewhere. Oh, our credit rating's down to CCC+. So I'm going to go over to Finances and go to Auto Manage. Let those finances get kind of regulated for themselves. Looks like we've taken Winchester. So Virginia is pretty secure at this point. The Morrill Land Grant Act signed. People forget that Lincoln was doing domestic things while all of this was going on, and this was about allowing for... the Land Grant Act basically had to do with... we have a lot of universities in the United States that are called land grant universities. I think Ohio State University is one. I know Penn State University is one. And there's a lot of depth to that law. Here's Sweet's Army of Georgia. We've got to take a look and see what's happening out here. But I know, among other things, my wife's great-great-grandfather donated the land to Penn State University that the football stadium is built on. And because of that, our kids can actually go to Penn State tuition-free if they choose to do so. All right, Breckinridge isn't up to full readiness yet, but I'm ready to make the move and drive the Union out of Kentucky once and for all before he even gets this supply. So he should be in pretty poor shape. I want to hit him before that supply depot's finished. Is he even here, is the question. I don't see the army here. He must have started building that and then pulled out. That might be enough to finish him off out of Kentucky. Okay, nope. He's got armies up here now. That's the reason we haven't been able to get Kentucky to secede. We've got 32,000 men coming down. Now, on the surface, it doesn't look like a big deal because I've got 47,000 men in the Army of Tennessee. The problem is they're starving. We have not enough supply up here. We've got a level 2 depot right now, which isn't nearly enough. I'm going to start building a second depot here. But as of now, we've got enough to supply 19,000 men, and we've got more than twice that amount there. I might need to shift the Army of Georgia over in that direction to help out. Let's at least shift them up to Louisville. Diplomacy 3 selected for us. So what's next? And that should get us the availability of some new weapons. We can actually go all the way to Diplomacy 4. It's going to give us the mini P-1851. Yes, please. I don't know if we can even buy new weapons at the moment, but I want to take a look real quick at the Army of Tennessee, since that's the one that's about to be in action, and see if there's anything that needs upgraded here. It looks like we've got pretty much all Enfields. I don't see any units that don't have rifled muskets, at least. Alright, here's one, Posey's Brigade. Right, we've got a nice amount of Springfields now, Enfields, Lawrences. We can actually see ones that we don't have enough for, like the Hall Rifle, which is a breech loader. 8.5 rounds a minute. But for now, let's at least get these guys some Enfields. Yeah, we definitely got to upgrade these 6-pounder field guns. Let's give them some... Oh, we got a nice amount of 13-inch or 3-inch ordnance now. Mixed cavalry weapons, no. Let's go Sharps carbines. Davidson, what can we give you? Smith carbines. There we go. So everybody in that army is now upgraded. I want to do the same for some of my other armies, but I want to take a look and see where they are real quick. Okay, we've got the Army of Mississippi here under Nathan Bedford Forrest. I wonder if he's ready for a promotion. No, I don't think anybody's got sufficient experience. That may be something that just recently was added to the game so that nobody has it at the moment. All right, the Army of Indiana is over here, 12,000 strong. I think D.H. Hill, with his 26,000 men, can take them on. All right, big one coming. Holy cow. Okay, First Corps of the Army of the Potomac. Where are they? They're the ones that are in Washington. Oh, he's making a move to take Washington back. And he's got 90,000 men to do it. I think we're going to go ahead and withdraw there. All right, we're going to have to consolidate this army for one big major battle against these 90,000 men. Oh, he shifted the Army of the Tennessee over there, too. He has sent the House to Virginia. Oh, boy, there we go. Union recruits offered bounties. This could be the moment at which we see the massive increase in Union forces. So we're going to need to be careful of that. We're going to start consolidating the Army of Northern Virginia in one place, all 3 corps. I'm going to shift the Army of the Appalachians over to Winchester. They've only got 18,000 men. I think we may need to go ahead and recruit some more there. Let's go ahead and add a new division. It's going to be under Sterling Price. Oh, that's weird. It won't let me auto-generate the units. Oh, I can't. Oh, I have a CCC rating. I can't recruit new units. All right, we've got to get the finances up, so forget auto-manage. Let's start bringing down our expenses. And try to get our credit rating up so we can get some more units recruited. All right, a bit of a problem here in Kentucky, and that is that the Army of Tennessee, even though they're 46,000 strong, they just pulled out as soon as they saw that army coming, just because their readiness is completely in the tank right now. We don't have them anywhere near a good base of supply, so what I'm probably going to have to do is, if I'm even able to, no, it's not even going to let me do it. Move back. I have no supplies in Kentucky at the moment. So we're going to have to move the Army of Georgia over here, and we're going to be outnumbered with them. But I've got to grab these supplies. That's the only place I've got supply. And here comes the Department of the Ohio. 25,000 man strong army there. So we're going to have to send Sweet's army up here and grab these supplies as quickly as we can. We've got our credit rating back up to CCC+. If we can get it back up to in the B's, then we'll be able to recruit again. It's interesting to watch the movement. We've got the Army of Georgia moving toward these supplies here. His First Corps has jumped out and is now going to be cut off from supply. My Army of Tennessee has 2 armies converging on it. I've got Sweets moving over to try and grab these supplies. Man, just kind of a mess at the moment. We've got the Army of Indiana, 12,000 strong, and the 43rd Army, 22,000 strong, going after Nathan Bedford Forrest here. So now we're going to have to shift the Western Army back over here. And I think we're about to run into combat here. We'll see if that 43rd Army is able to reinforce him. No, it's going to be the Army of Georgia first. All right, so our second straight battle with Breckinridge. He's going to go up against McClellan this time. Okay, we're going to be on the Perryville battlefield, which is awesome. Which makes sense because it's kind of in the area where we are fighting. We don't have a real good sense of where they're coming from. They could be coming from one of any of 3 directions here. So I'm just looking. There's no objectives on this battle. So really we can kind of settle in where we want. I like this spot right in here. I think it offers a lot of defensive positions and gives me the best hope for being able to hold against him. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, we just started deploying and we reached the end of the day. So the good news is that now we can redeploy pretty much in the area that I was looking to deploy anyway. So we'll go ahead and get everybody sorted. We're going to try to build a battle line right in this area right here. I'm going to throw cavalry out on the flanks just to get an advanced warning on what might be coming. Well, we're late into the afternoon of day 2, and I still have no sign of Union forces. I've sent my cavalry out pretty far. The only thing I can figure is that he's sitting back somewhere, just waiting for me to come to him. But neither side really has a reason to move because there's no objectives on the map. We're pretty even numerically. My morale's slightly higher than his, but basically everything's perfectly even, so there's no reason for either side to want to really move. So I'm going to just kind of keep scouting out, see if I can figure out where he is. Well, now it's almost 7:30 at night on July 25th, and Morgan's all the way out here. Stewart's all the way out here. Still no sign of the enemy. He's got to be parked over here near Parksville. It's the only thing that makes sense at this point. But even then, I'm not seeing him. He's got to be sitting all the way back, unless he is sneaking down and trying to get around me over here. But that would be very out of character for the AI, although very interesting if that's what he's doing. I just don't know where else he could be. This is a fascinating turn of events. If Morgan doesn't spot him on this next move forward, we're going to probably start sending him down this road and see if they maybe are trying to outflank me somewhere. Still nothing. Man, unless he's way up here at the edge of the map somewhere. This is fascinating. I've not really had much of a situation like this. Oh, now it's going to pull everybody back because of the redeployment phase. Oh, boy. Man, I just don't know where he could be. We're going to have to start sending some folks out in this way. If he's over here, boy, that definitely changes things. Okay. Morgan's going to make his move down Doctor's Creek. This is going to take a while. It's 6 a.m. now. We've got to find this enemy. I just can't believe that we're on day 3 of the battle and I still have not spotted him. Where could he be? You know, when there's objective points on the map, it's much easier because you understand what you expect the enemy to do. When there are no objective points, all bets are off, and boy, just anything's possible. I can't believe he would be parking all the way near one of his entrance points. But I'm starting to wonder if that's what he's done. I don't see any fortifications going up on the map. This is crazy. Hey, he's not there either. And the problem is when we get this far away and then we issue new orders, it takes forever for those orders to get there. I guess we're going to send Morgan all the way up into that corner. He does have an evade order, so that means if he does make contact with the enemy, he's not going to pitch into battle. He'll kind of harass and then fall back. Alright, I just realized there's another entrance point on the map over here, which means he could have come up this way, and I would never have seen him. It's possible he could completely surprise me on this side. So I'm sending the 2 cavalry units up into the corners. Once I've determined they're not in those corners, then we've got to assume that they're somewhere in here, and I just missed them. But we'll see here in a minute. I still think maybe he's up here by Parksville, and I just didn't go far enough. We'll go all the way and grab these entrance points. Let's keep looking and make sure we don't see something show up on my right flank. That would be a heck of a surprise. Yeah, there's nothing there. Definitely nothing there, but we're going to grab that objective point if we can, or the entrance point. At least keep him from being able to escape there. We didn't go quite far enough. All right, he's got to be... Oh, there he is. Wow, how did he all of a sudden show up now in that spot? I went up to the other point, and now he showed up right here. That's really weird. Okay, so this is where we're going to be dealing with him. And I was planning on being on the defensive, but if that's what he's going to do, then maybe we go ahead and we go down there and corner him on that part of the map. Well, I've done something I haven't done for a long time on this game, and that's issue orders to the entire army. So we're going to move them all in. I'm a little concerned about how exhausted they're going to be by the time they get there, so I'm pretty inclined to wait another day before attacking. At least now that I know where they are, I can be in position and ready to go. But I think what I'll do is get the whole army moved down here. As long as he doesn't attack me, we'll sit tight, and then we'll launch our attack on day 4. Okay, so as our army gets into position now, I'm just looking at how they're doing. And it seems like they're pretty well rested. So it's 6:30 at night, though, so we're kind of late to be making a first attack. But because they're kind of bunched in one little corner, we are going to keep the double line formation. And I'm going to go ahead and start inching forward with at least a few of these units. We'll see what happens as we do. We still haven't caught sight of the enemy. All right. Almost 7:30, and I briefly sighted Kimball's brigade over here. There he is. But yeah, we're just not going to get into position. Even late July, we're probably looking, 9, 10 o'clock before we run out of daylight. So really not enough time to do anything. But at the very least, we can get our artillery into position. Start shelling him a little bit. But this is interesting. I've never had an enemy cornered in the tiny corner of the map before like this. Not on this game, anyway. Did it plenty of times in Ultimate General Civil War. We got to shift everybody over a little to the left to make room. Oh, he's trying to get around the corner of the map now. Look at that. All right, let's throw our artillery up on that hill. I mean, not our artillery, our cavalry up on that hill and try to keep him from doing that. He's definitely going to try to get around me. I'm going to shift Pelham over that way, too. He's going to run out of daylight before he does it, but I just don't want to give him the opportunity to be able to redeploy out there somewhere. So we've got to close this as quick as we can. Let's send the Armagh Irish up here to hit these guys up on these hills at the edge. All right, get after that 3rd Brigade. Got Hampton's artillery, 3-inch ordnance, only 7 guns, but they're going to open up on these guys too. We've got to close this gap though. There we go. We're going to force him to turn around and engage us. All right, boys, fire. Okay, now we're gonna bring Morgan up here. And they're going to get down on his flank. Let's go ahead and get some help over here. Not going to be much fighting before nightfall. It's almost 9 o'clock. These 3-inch guns are a little too close to be able to engage at this point. Now he's winded because they've been going up and down these hills. So that's to my advantage. I'm going to try to bring up the Peninsula Cavalry real quick. Wow, we haven't lost a man yet? That's kind of crazy. Oh, he hasn't fired yet. That's why. He's just marching. Now he's going to engage. He'll get his first volley on me here. there's the end of the day. Okay, so now we're going to get the redeployment. You can see he's not going to be able to redeploy over here on the edge, which is what I was really after. The problem is now he's got this little bulge here in the line, which means we are going to have to deal with that. I'm going to put Pelham over here, Magruder over here. I'm going to keep them in these double lines, though, because of the limited space. All right, he redeployed back over toward his own line. That's actually ideal for us. Got these 12-pounder howitzers right up in front, but they don't really have a sight on the enemy at the moment. I'll start sending out some skirmishers. Especially while we wait for the cab. I'm gonna... No. Stop. We're gonna send him back and around over to the flank. But we'll let the artillery and the skirmishers do this for now, while we wait to press the attack. I don't like him being up on this hill overlooking me, though. I'm going to try to get the Irish up there as quick as I can. It's a tough ask of them to march up that hill. I'm going to shift French out here on the right. New York Copperheads. Just got to keep an eye on the casualties. So far, so good. Alright, the Irish are in position. Well rested. That's the thing I was worried about, was them marching up that hill. But they're good at the moment. We'll just let them engage the 2nd Brigade for a while. I do want to watch the casualties on this 12-pounder howitzer unit. We got guns trying to go up there. That seems less than ideal. I'm going to get those howitzers back here. Or the 3-pound ordnance back here. Alright, we're going to shift French out here, and then I think we're going to start pushing forward with these guys. I'm going to get the skirmishers up after those guns, if I can. 10-pounder Parrots, let's get them on counter-battery fire. Try to neutralize this battery over here. Alright, about 2-to-1 casualties right now, so that's good. This will be the day that decides it. This is day 4 of the battle. Is he moving forward? Looks like he is. Tennessee State Militia just doesn't have the range. They've got Springfield muskets still. So maybe we move the Yancey Independents forward. Pull them back. Get these guys with their Enfields up here. It's just the terrain. The terrain's making it impossible. There we go. Start firing on these guys. Hindman's Armagh Irish are doing okay so far, but they do have some fire coming in on their flank. So we're going to send up the 741 men of the Peninsula Cavalry to try and get after those skirmishers. Still about 2-to-1 casualties, though, so that's good. Tar Heel Legion's pulling back his skirmishers. Where's Stewart? He's losing a lot of men. I don't don't even see Stewart. Oh, he was right there. Oh, there was the 12-pounder howitzers. Oh, we lost that whole battery. But they did break Campbell in the process. He must have charged into it and I wasn't paying attention. Well, the 12-pounder howitzers are about the weakest guns I had in this army, so that's why I was okay with leaving them up on the line like that. I am going to pull these 14-pounder Jameses back now. Alright, so here's the situation, casualty-wise. We've lost 761 men. He's lost 1,200. We have lost 12 guns. Casualty rate's about the same. Alright. Let's dismount the Peninsula Cavalry, though they don't have the range. Oh man, that hill is brutal. I don't like the Armagh Irish's chances of staying there permanently. I think we're going to have to push over here. Let's try and get a breakthrough. Shift Buckner over there into this gap that we create by moving forward. So we send these guys up in here, we bring Buckner up into this gap, and we try to get overwhelming firepower on this one brigade. And then we can start to roll him up. And we might even mess him up from being able to withdraw. How are we doing over here? I'm a little concerned about the Irish. So we gotta take advantage of this as best we can. Hopefully we get a superior amount of firepower on them. Buckner's got mixed musket, so he's got to get in close to be able to fire. Oh, what's happening here? Why are the Irish... Oh, no, don't turn around. Oh, boy. Alright, Morgan, get up there. Smith, get over there. Hold the line. Let's try and make a move here if we can. I was worried about them, but I wasn't expecting them to do that. He's really loaded up over there. He's got 5 brigades right there. Alright, you know what? Let's nail this guy. I'm going to send 3 brigades at him. I want to push through, I want to break these guys, but I also want to hit this battery if we can. New York Copperheads, Buckner's Brigade, Tar Heel Legion, all going in after the 1st Brigade. I gotta try and break this. Heinemann was wounded, that's the commander of the Armagh Irish. That does not help at all. It was already a bad situation over there. Newark Copperheads already looked like the enemy that they're charging into, so that's kind of interesting. Alright, now we gotta hit the battery. We gotta break them too. Actually, Kimball didn't really break. There, now he broke. Ooh, casualties are pretty even. Don't like that. But once we shatter this side of the line, then we can try to hold best we can over here. Okay, we've driven them off. Now let's try to reform our line best we can. We have shifted the bar a little bit our direction, but this is going to be a pretty brutal fight regardless. Let's get Morgan dismounted. He's got Sharp's carbine, so he's got better weapons than that other cavalry unit had. I'm going to pull the Armagh Irish out of the line. We'll let the Tennessee State Militia hold over there. And now we start closing the trap. He has nowhere to go. I don't know if we can get an entire army to surrender, but if there's ever an opportunity to do that, this might be it. Because he's got nowhere to go. My casualties are actually exceeding his now. Oh, I didn't realize I was sending Buckner that far forward. That's not a good idea. I can't give him an order to shift his flank. There we go. Alright, how we doing? Buckeye Bandits are looking good under Loring. Deseret Volunteers are in good shape. They're about to get a perk. Tar Heel Legion, 352 casualties, but I think they're okay. New York Copperheads are about to have their perk also. I'm going to move Morgan forward so he can fire. How's Buckner doing? He's okay. New York Copperheads have their perk. Somebody else just got wounded. I'm going to give them sharpshooters. Because they've got Mississippi rifles. Dorsey Pender was wounded. He's right here. Man, this is a bloody battle. Guns can't fire, I think, because they're too close to the line. What's happening here? Alright, Smith just broke. Is that the Tennessee Militia? It is. Alright, we're going to have to send the Armagh Irish back into the line, having lost 800 men and their commanding officer. I need somebody else to break over here. And there it is. Ask and you shall receive. So it's a matter of trying to shatter his army before he completely shatters my left. There goes Morgan. Alright, I'm going to send forward some skirmishers, because I've got to try and deal with these guys. Adams' division demoralized. Well, that's kind of to be expected, I think. Oh. Yancey Independence just broke. They lost 1,100 men. That was happening without me even realizing it. I had no idea they were taking that kind of casualties. Wow. This is just a bloodbath on both sides. Who just surrendered? Oh, his 3rd Brigade disintegrated. Alright, I want to send out some more skirmishers. I want to deal with these guns. There's 2 batteries right there. These guys idle. Fire on somebody, please. Oh, they just don't have the ability to hit anybody from there. Let's get them up at a little higher position, maybe. Man, alright, things have shifted my way a little bit. Now that that unit disintegrated, that drove up his casualties quite a bit. How's Buckner doing? He's hanging on. So is French. Alright, we took out that battery. Now let's go after the next one. I'm going to send some skirmishers out from B. Alright, I think we got this. The question is, where are his men going to go? I suppose he could try to push through my left because it's pretty weak. I'm going to put Stewart over there just to help out. There goes... Is that the Armagh Irish again? It is. They've just had a rough day. I'm going to shift over this way. And then I'm going to move up. He's taking refuge on top of this hill. And that may work out for him, I don't know. Man. If nothing else, we've taken out all his artillery. I think. Let's take a look. Yeah, he's got... Now he has no guns left. My goodness. Percentage-wise, this is a bloody, bloody battle. He's at almost 25%. If we get him over 31% and keep... Oh, he's retreating. Where's he going to retreat to? If we can get him over 31% and keep ours under 21, this becomes a major victory. I think that's still possible. Let's charge up the hill at Campbell. We want to get him over 31% if we can. See if we can drive off one more battery, or one more brigade. There's 25%. Oh, he is able to escape. That's interesting. Oh, that was one of mine that exited the battlefield. Okay. Oh, my own losses have to not surpass 21. I think that's going to happen now, unfortunately. Yep. So we can't get a major victory. That's okay. Good win, good win. Boy, that was a tough one. Real tough. Alright, we're going to wrap it up right there. We'll take a look and see how this ends up, but then we're going to stop things right there. Let me know your thoughts. Use the comment section below, and we'll be back real soon with the next episode in this campaign. Another victory over McClellan. Thanks for watching.